Best friend's midnight call changed my life forever. Whisper, frightened, breathing heavily. The second I answered, she whispered just 6 words. Don't tell anyone I'm calling you. Then she started crying. I had never heard her cry before. Not when she broke her arm. Not when her parents divorced. Not even when her grandmother passed away. But that night, she sounded terrified. Then I heard a loud bang. The line went silent. And by sunrise, the police were standing outside my house, asking if I knew where Ava was. If I had ignored that midnight call, I would have never discovered the secret that changed both of our lives forever. My name is Emily. Ava and I had been best friends since kindergarten. We shared everything. Secrets, birthdays, dreams, even matching friendship bracelets we promised we'd never take off. Everyone thought we'd stay best friends forever. But life doesn't always keep its promises. 3 months before that phone call, Ava suddenly changed. She stopped answering my texts. She quit the school volleyball team. She started wearing long sleeves, even during the hottest days of summer. Whenever I asked if she was okay, she forced a smile. I'm just tired. I wanted to believe her. So I did. Looking back, that's the biggest mistake I ever made. One Friday afternoon, I saw bruises on her wrist. She pulled her sleeve down so fast that I almost thought I'd imagined them. Did someone hurt you? I asked. She laughed. Oh, I walked into a door. Nobody walks into a door hard enough to leave fingerprints. But she refused to say another word. Weeks passed. She became quieter, more distant, almost afraid of everyone. Then came that midnight phone call. After hearing the loud crash, the call disconnected. I tried calling back. Again, and again. No answer. I texted her over 20 times. Nothing. I couldn't sleep. Around 6 in the morning, someone knocked on our front door. 2 police officers. One of them asked, "Are you Emily?" I nodded. "When was the last time you spoke to Ava?" My stomach dropped. I told them about the phone call. Their expressions immediately changed. One officer pulled out a notebook. "What exactly did she say?" I repeated every word. Then I mentioned hearing the loud bang. They exchanged nervous looks. That's when I realized something terrible had happened. Later that afternoon, I secretly went to Ava's house. Yellow police tape surrounded the front yard. Neighbors stood outside whispering. Nobody knew the full story, except maybe me. As I turned to leave, something shiny caught my eye beneath the bushes near the sidewalk. It was Ava's friendship bracelet, the one that matched mine. It had snapped in half. Inside the bracelet was a tiny folded piece of paper. My hands were shaking as I opened it. It simply read, "If anything happens to me, check locker 214. The next morning, I skipped class and walked straight to locker 214. It wasn't Ava's locker. It belonged to an old storage hallway nobody used anymore. Inside, I found a small backpack. There was a diary, a USB drive, and dozens of photographs. The photos showed bruises, broken furniture, holes punched into bedroom walls. I felt sick. Then I opened the diary. Every page described years of fear, not because of strangers, but because of someone living inside her own house. I couldn't stop crying. All this time, she'd been asking for help without saying the words. The USB drive contained short voice recordings. One recording was labeled, "If you're hearing this, I'm gone." With trembling hands, I pressed play. Ava's voice filled the room. "Emily, if you're listening, it means I finally told someone the truth. Or I never got the chance. Please don't blame yourself. You were the only person who ever made me feel safe." I completely broke down. Then came the final sentence. "The person I'm afraid of already knows I called you." My blood ran cold, because only 3 people knew about that phone call. Me, the police, and whoever had been standing beside Ava that night. I immediately gave everything to detectives. The diary, the bracelet, the recordings, the photographs, every single piece of evidence. Days later, police arrested the person responsible for hurting Ava for years. She wasn't missing. She had escaped through a neighbor's backyard after making that desperate phone call. She'd been hiding in a women's emergency shelter until officers found her safe. When I finally saw her again, we didn't say a single word. We just hugged each other and cried. Sometimes silence says everything words can't. People always ask me why I answered my phone after midnight. The truth is, I almost didn't. I almost pressed decline and went back to sleep. If I had, my best friend might never have found the courage to ask for help. So now, whenever my phone rings late at night, I answer, because sometimes one midnight call doesn't just wake you up, it saves a life. And it changes yours forever.